Let me go back to what you said first and foremost about Coach Spurrier, because you're right. He didn't really yell a bunch, but he used the sarcasm to get to you, right? And I tell everybody all the time, the thing you never wanted to hear is, "Hey, it's not your fault. It's my fault for putting you in there,
Oh
Chris."
yeah.
That was
Oh
the
yeah.
thing that you didn't want to hear. And so, I always tried to please him. You didn't want to hear that, and you didn't want to hear the pregame speech where he went around to in the locker room. All right, Benny. All right, Chris. All right, my man. If he hit you with my man, that means he forgot your name, and that wasn't a good
Oh
thing
yeah.
either. So that that was what you wanted to avoid. But in terms of routes that I loved, man, I played a lot. And one more thing, what you said, his perception was reality, right? So like that sophomore year of mine, 93, catch the pass against Kentucky. I catch 12 passes against Mississippi State, 3 touchdowns in that game. All of a sudden, I look up, I'm leading. I went from walk on, I'm leading the SEC in catches, and I'm like, this is amazing. And then the season goes on, and something happened, and all of a sudden, I was phased out of the offense. You know how that went? Like you could be his guy, everything's rolling,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll do something wrong, and it changes his perception, and
Yes.
now all of a sudden you're phased out. So that happened to me in my sophomore year. I got phased out, and in my junior year I got phased out, and finally my senior year I was able to play wire to wire. Had 70 catches that year for over 1,000 yards, but like it really was about him, making sure you didn't do anything that was going to get you in the doghouse. And when I say doghouse, I'm not talking about breaking rules. It's like you putting one hand up
Yep.
or busting a route or some read that you're making. But yeah, man, it was so much fun. And I tell you, it was great too, Benny, like getting a chance to not only play at Florida with him, but I tore my Achilles in the NFL when I was playing with the Broncos back in 2000. Tried to come back in 2001, wasn't quite ready. So I was out of the league. I thought I was going to have to go play in the Arena League. I actually signed with the Carolina Cobras, thinking I was going to have to get back to the NFL through that path. Fortunately, I was probably one of the only people that was happy about Coach Spurrier leaving Florida, because I knew going to the NFL he was going to bring me on, and he did. And just getting back to that old language again, getting back to corkers and steamers and all the things that we ran, and how natural that was, and then teaching everybody else on that wide receiver core how to go about running those routes and what we were doing. And a lot of what I did early on was playing in the slot. I love playing that kind of stand up wide position that you caught so many of the balls of too, man. Working the seams and cover two posts and corners, and loved all of that. From the outside, I loved the old 8 route, the way we ran the corners inside, square them up to 15 and take it to 20, 18 to 22. Like those are some of my favorite routes to run, man.